Well, it is one of our final visits here for a few weeks as I go out and rediscover my Spanish heritage. No, I don't have any Spanish heritage, but I'm pretty sure I may come back just pouring out red wine. And now, next time you see me, I may be smoking on the show,
Well,
Bill.
yeah, because they all smoke over there. So you got to stay with, you got to adapt culture.
I always believe that you have to be one with the culture that you are in. So, our just a last visit here for a few weeks as we go off to Spain, then we'll come back, and hopefully when I come back, the Mariners are back in first place, because as we sit here on Monday, they are not in first place, and Bill Krueger has got all the answers to all of my hard-hitting questions, and he's going to answer them all here in the next few minutes here of our show.
Sure.
All right, Bill Krueger, Old School Baseball. Follow him on social media at @oldschool_MLB. Also at Bill Krueger 44. His weekly appearance with us brought to you by our good friends at All Aces Concrete Coatings. They specialize in high-quality epoxy castings and custom garage cabinets that turn your ordinary concrete into something extraordinary. Visit their website, All Aces Concrete Coatings, or give them a call. Tell them I sent you. You're going to get 5% off your deal. 206-472-0543. Well, floor is yours. They're leaking oil, Bill.
Floor is mine. Well, yeah, it hasn't gone well. They continue to struggle to score. They had 12, 13 straight games with 3 runs or less. Was it 13? 12 or 13?
13.
And then they finally got over it this yesterday. And actually yesterday represented, I thought, a real change in approach. If you watched yesterday's ball game, they scored most of their runs with the adage of trying to hit the ball the other way. A lot of balls hit the other way, a lot more willingness to put the ball in play. I thought they were resourceful and willing, and that kind of went from top to bottom in the lineup. So that was encouraging. And actually, as I watched Cal Raleigh go through the throes of this season, I thought yesterday, even though he had, 1 hit, he walked twice, he hit the ball hard the other time up, I thought he looked the best I've seen him in a long time, because he looked on time. He looked like he was seeing the baseball. He looked like he was watching it travel and making better swing judgments. His 1 hit was the opposite field. Then he walked twice where he didn't swing off the plate. He didn't swing above the hands. He got a good ball to hit his last time up and hit the ball hard. So I know these are small victories when you have a guy that's supposed to be stirring the drink. But I thought that was encouraging if he can continue to carry that forward where he's seeing the baseball, and then he lined out to center. So it just was encouraging to me as I watched Cal, because he's so important to what they're trying to accomplish offensively, because they're challenged. And when your best player is just having an abysmal season, let's be real, injury or no injury, you can only look at the numbers. They're not good. They're not anywhere near where we thought he would be.
For someone that's hey, yeah. Bill, let me jump in back on there. What you started with of their ability to hit it to right field, and it's a conscious effort, because I know someone's watching or listening to this right now and go, "Well, wasn't that just kind of dumb luck, or is that what they were trying to do?" You think that was a conscious effort and kind of a game plan going in?
I thought there was a real commitment, because it just looked like that way from top to bottom as I watched the game. I thought all hitters were trying to stay up the middle of the field and hit the ball the other way, stay on the baseball a little bit longer. They ran the bases. Robles scored a run with a couple of stolen bases. He was an effective player in the game, with, of course, Canzone and Raley both out, even though Canzone pinch hit. Canzone's a real concern to me. I think I announced a week ago that I thought he'd go on the IL. But when we watch him, it's concerning. It's concerning. It looks like if he plays, he has to jog. You can't play baseball that way. Can't. Your instincts will take over, and he's going to blow his hamstring. I hate to say that, because his bat sings. But, I think they're rolling the dice with him. Granted, they need him. They need him. And you notice how they've juggled the lineup a little bit, too. It's been juggled more than once. But Cal Raleigh falling further down in the lineup had to happen. Canzone coming up into the middle of the lineup makes all the sense in the world. So these are things that they had to do to adjust to how the team is performing. So the kids down at the bottom continue to do a pretty good job. Cole Young is a bona fide player, man. That guy has got great bat to ball skills. He hits all pitches. He hits breaking balls. He hits fastballs up. He hits the ball the other way. He made a mistake. He had one error over the weekend, but boy, he looks great. Emerson is going through some tough times. They're preying on him a little bit. They're pitching him tough. And when he does hit the ball, it's at somebody. So this is all part of the rite of passage as we look at a long career in the big leagues from him.
It's about the last 3 or 4 games that Dan Wilson has juggled with this lineup, and you mentioned it before, moving Cal down. Do you like what they have done here in the last few games, or anything that you would like to see them do differently with it?
I don't know much more they can do. I mean, they're Rayleigh's not 100%. You don't know when he's going to be able to play. Is Canzone going to play? Is he not going to play? Are we going to see him tonight? Is he going to go out there and we're going to, have a wheelchair to get him around the bases or what? Because he can swing the bat. I mean, I'm just saying hamstrings are tricky. And when I saw him hit it with full speed and he got that hitch in his giddy up, I said, oh, IL for him for sure. Because you just don't mess around with it, right? You don't mess around. Hamstrings they can sort of be there. They kind of go quiet, but if they're not ready, as soon as you push them really, really hard, bad things happen. So, concerning. Rosarina is starting to look a little bit better. It's a rerun homer. Looks like he's got his timing back, which is really important because he was our best offensive player. Rodriguez has had some stretches where he's hit the ball hard. He still has a little bit of a penchant for swinging off the plate. Wish to see him a little bit more disciplined. But, Josh Naylor swings the bat the same way. Early in the count, early swings, doesn't wait around.
Mm-hmm.
He gets his hits, but boy, he doesn't have a long at bat ever. I mean, that guy hits early in the count, and if you make him chase off the fringe, he'll chase off the fringe. And he's got good bat to ball skills. But it seems to me that's going to hamper his ability to have great stretches where he's really, hit the ball hard. And really helping to carry this team. Because right now, the 2 kids and the 2 lefties that play off and on are carrying the team. Colton Cole.
The CNC
Rosarina's having a great year. The 2 lefties that slug, and the guys in the middle. You're talking about. Rodriguez is having a good year statistically, but he's down like 6th in slugging on the team. And then, of course, Raleigh is just no pulse there. And Naylor's slugging under 400. So those guys, and granted, we can say that they've kind of hit that point where it can only go one direction, right? So maybe that's the good news, is that we see things only getting better with those 3 players. Rodriguez, great second half player. Raleigh, he's got to get better. Just no way in the world it will continue. And Naylor, after the really rock bottom start he had to the season, he has been better. I just watch him. He's such an early the count swinger. I didn't realize he was that kind of hitter. I thought he was a lot more discerning because he had such a high on-base percentage and a high batting average when he came over. And when we saw him last year, I don't remember him swinging at the first pitch every time.
But I guess the concern that I have, because I have always been very positive about where this season is going, just because I think they're going to get healthier. It's a long season. They are the best team in the division. Don't worry about it. But I guess as it gets on and if it keeps carrying on, you have to stop using that excuse. It's early and they're going to get healthier. At some point, they've got to turn it around. Now they got 12 games here left before the All-Star break. Now they're a game under 500. I thought when they got to first place a few weeks ago, I think we all agreed they're probably never going to give it back because of that schedule. Where you and I talked about that schedule, that this was a real moment for them to stretch their legs out. They went 9-13 in that stretch against below average teams that they're much better than. So they haven't, and I know they've got a bunch of injuries, but so do these other teams. Everybody's got injuries. No one's healthy, but they've yet to really stretch themselves out of that division. Maybe there's just a concern. I don't know. Walk me off the edge of the cliff right now, because I'm cracking a little bit, Bill. I'm cracking. My confidence is cracking a little bit with these guys.
Well, this is the first time I've actually taken the moment to take a look at the Rangers. I mean, that should tell you something right there. I went and looked at the Rangers this morning. They've got competent starting pitching. Their offense is better this year. If Seager gets healthy, he's hitting $180. If he comes back, their bats that weren't hitting are hitting. Plus, they've added Nemo. They've added Burgers of 14 homers. They've got some other answers in that lineup. Young having a much better year. Their offense will be better. Langford can never stay healthy. He's got another hamstring. He's out. They got a guy that Janice closes for him, but the relief is a little sketchy. But I leaped at him this morning. I don't know. I mean, we're a 500 club, and we obviously have injuries. Injuries are keeping us from really getting on a run. But the other thing that's really keeping us off of a run is that we have bona fide, top-notch starting pitching, but we can't make up our mind what to do with it. Can we? And yesterday was a case in point. You had to see, I would have to say, I would challenge the decision-making yesterday. I try not to do that because I know it's difficult. I don't know what's scripted and what's not scripted. I mean, can you tell me that guys like Rucker and Davila and Simpson, they're part of the answer? They're part of the answer when we're trying to win the games? They can't be. They're not. They don't have the resume to do it. And you had to see that coming when you're sitting with Emerson Hancock with one more out to get in the 6th inning at 98 pitches. These guys are pitching once a week. Okay? He can't finish that inning with the bottom of the order up. When you know what's coming, you burn Bizzardo. Spire pitches the next inning against the lefties. Then who pitches the 8th? You know who's pitching the 8th. The 4A guys. You had to see that coming. You had to say to yourself, I've got to keep Bizzardo in my back pocket. I have to. I can see how this is playing out. I got to see if Hancock can finish the inning. Yeah, I just have to.
Let me jump in right there. So you would have preferred, because there's a bunch of different options they could have gone. You and I are probably on the same page here. Let Hancock finish that inning.
Yeah. Yes. And I granted, the thing is that we don't know what the rules are. It's like, driver's ed with brand new rules. We'd walk in there. If we didn't know all the rules, we probably wouldn't be driving because we don't know what the rules are. Are we piggybacking? Are we not piggybacking? Who's considered able to pitch when we're ahead? How many pitches is too many? Or they fall off the cliff with Columbus and the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, and the Dragons get them because they've gone past the whatever that number is, whatever the number is where we fall off the edge of the earth, right? I don't know. These are things we don't know because you had to see that one coming.
Yeah, well, the number clearly. Yeah, the number clearly for them is 100. They do not want to let any of these guys go over 100. I think Hancock had a game earlier this year was 103.
Gilbert did.
Yeah, Gilbert did.
Yeah, Gilbert did.
But Hancock's right there. Yeah, I don't get the strategy of it. I don't know what was decided before or during. And I think it brings into question, I'll get to it in a second with Dan Wilson, but I just don't. And then I guess if you go to Bizzardo, you tell me because you've done both. You go to Bizzardo, get one out, he throws, 10 pitches? Did he throw? I just want to double check and make sure that I'm right that he threw 10 pitches.
I don't have that in front of me.
Well, I got
very
it.
Much.
He threw 10 pitches. He gets one out and he gets those 10. Why can't he come back out there for the 7th?
We can, but that they flipped the lineup now. Left the role lefties are coming up, so the matchup it says Spire. It's what it says. Yeah, and look, you know what you have behind it. I mean, don't kid yourself. These other guys are guys that are and look, they've had great success finding guys that are somewhat reclamation, that are guys that haven't been very good with other teams, and now they've suddenly made an adjustment, and they're a much better pitcher with us. And whether Davila can be that, I mean, he's made a lot of strides since he started to help learn how to throw a breaking pitch. Rucker, I don't know a ton about him, but these guys have never been in that situation.
No, I mean, just look at the box
We're short
score.
A pitcher. We're short brass, but what are you going to do about it? You're just going to sit around and wait? Is the answer just to wait? The answer is to wait. The answer is to not have another guy out there.
Yeah, just look at the box
because you're playing with one less guy.
Yeah.
If you're playing with one, you're painting yourself into a corner. You've got 5 good starters. Castillo refuses to go to the bullpen. Now, listen, Castillo was much better this last time out.
Right.
Over half his pitches were off speed. 30 sliders and 17 changeups. All those lefties. Now, I don't think he was perfect, and Ramirez wasn't in the lineup. Let's be real. And the Indians aren't great, but he pitched very, very well. It's not like he can't, but you can walk through the numbers. The starts, the ERAs, the other 5 guys. They're all it just who's not fitting. The guy with 2 quality starts, he got one this last time, an ERA around 5, and everybody else is under 4.2. With Miller's sparkling, what is it, 1.97.
So
Gilbert, 17 starts, 7 qualities. Kirby, 16 starts, 9 qualities. Wu, 16 starts, 9 qualities. Miller, 7 starts, 2 qualities, but a lot of those because he got cut in half on a lot of those games.
Yeah,
Hancock, 16 starts, 8 qualities. Guys are all between 4.6 and 3.5. Miller's 1.97. And there's Castillo.
Yeah. I want to go.
And you're playing one short in the bullpen.
Yeah, I want to go back to the bullpen. It's 10-2.
Okay,
let's get back. Stay on the bullpen before we get to this. So let's go on the bullpen. I just will challenge again. Go back to the Bizzardo thing. I know the lefties are coming up. He can't get out of lefty. Threw 10 pitches. The last time he threw Thursday, he threw 8. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, he's thrown 18 pitches. This guy can't come back out. If you wanted to do it, I get it. It calls for that spot in the lineup to where Spire comes in. I get it, but the fact that you wanted to waste them there, it would require to use them again. But okay, fine, they didn't.
I think that's fair.
Why not go to Munoz when clearly Simpson and Rucker are struggling and they tie it up at 4? Hoskins is coming up. Why not turn to your closer? I get he doesn't like doing it. You know what? You're going to have to do it in the playoffs. It's not going to just be perfect every time that he comes in if they're going to make a run to the World Series where there's no one on and it's a perfect 1, 2, 3 inning save. He's going to have to come into a game and pitch in traffic. Why not go to him there? Would that not have been an option?
Sure. These are fair thoughts because Simpson versus Rice Hopkins, that was an unfair matchup, right? I mean, Hoskins has got a great track record, and even though he's hitting under 200, he's got power and he's a bona fide right-hand bat for sure. So those are all real things. And whether or not the inning got going a little too quick and you didn't really put it in your mind that you would need possibly Munoz to face a right-hand hitter, because they had all flipped the lineup over when Spire went through. They flipped them, so they had all these righties coming up, right? So he could have had the matchup he's looking for with Munoz, right? I'm just thinking that, life gets so much easier when you just can see it as plain as day that you're looking at the 8th inning and going, what am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to go to these guys? Am I really going to go to these guys with the game on the line when I can get Hancock to throw a sinker and get a grounder? And now I've got Spire, and then I got Bizzardo in my back pocket. I mean, that just seems like the easy way to go as opposed to having to stretch Munoz. Now, Munoz is throwing the ball a lot better. 5 saves in a row. What is he? 5 saves in a row. He's had only 2 hits over that stretch of those games. That's 5 games and 9 strikeouts. Throwing the ball 100, getting ahead, throwing strikes. He looks like a different guy. 100% different guy. He's keeping his front shoulder closed, better balance on the rubber, and pounding the strike zone and throwing with confidence and veracity. I mean, this looks great, right?
Right.
So I think the bullpen, everything looks right. It's just that they're short on depth. They don't have the depth they need. They need another guy. And Brash, who knows when he's coming back? And you can't just keep digging into the bottom of the barrel to try to solve the problem. And whether or not the market's coming to them or not, they got to start thinking hard and fast about having a right-handed reliever. They need one.
Let me ask you one more. You tell me if this is unfair. I don't know. But again, you played, you're in this spot. Why is, unless there's an injury, which we don't know, why is Jose Frere unavailable? Why? He threw 10 pitches. Well, okay, but he did it earlier this year. He did it in May. He threw 3. He threw 3 games in a row against Atlanta, 3 1/3, 1 hit. So he's done it before, but he threw 10 pitches on Saturday. On Friday, he threw 11. He can't come out and pitch one more time.
I'm not looking at how many games he's been in, but he's been in a lot of games. He's been in a lot of games. You got to look at his games performed. He's been in a lot of games.
But he can't, in a game, and I'm not saying Sunday's a must win, but at some point to feel good about yourselves and to get a win, can't you just be like, you'd rather have him than Simpson, wouldn't you?
Yeah, the same problem rears its ugly head tomorrow or today.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
All right.
what are you going to do? What are you going to do? They're going to, because the starter's going to go like they go, right? They're going to go 6.
You're saying
And they're going to be done.
You're pushing the problem down the road. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, fair.
I think it all emanates from, can we make a decision on the 5 starters? Can we do that?
Okay.
And we're not.
So
what they're not telling us, they won't even tell us why they dropped the piggyback. Why did that get dropped?
And this is the other thing. I don't understand what's going on. Does anybody understand what's going on? They have taken something and have completely thrown it in the blender of, this is not how you handle a PR situation. It is such a disaster what they've done, and they've created it themselves. Fine, you want to do this piggyback. One, the first time you didn't communicate to the team that you're going to do it, to these guys, and then you do it. So then they're like, I have no idea what's going on. Then seems like they over communicated, which is a good thing. And then we have a whole week leading up to this where, everyone's going to be a part of it. Everyone's getting a turn in this piggyback. Gilbert, I'm watching interviews, MLB Network, about Gilbert being asked about it. Sacrifice, yeah, it's fine. I'm doing whatever I can for the team. And then was it the day of? I can't even remember. I think that morning of, they're like, no, we're scrapping it. And then there's no explanation why they've scrapped it. So I guess they have zero idea what they're doing over there. There's zero plan right now. That's what it seems like to me. That's what it seems like to me.
Everything centers around Castillo. And he pitches good, and they change their mind. He pitches good, they change their mind. Even though they divvied it up, even though they split it up into others having to sacrifice, it still comes down to one guy. It still comes down to Luis Castillo.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to find a market for Castillo. He has to go. You have to find a market. He needs to go play someplace else. And you're going to have to eat some money, and hopefully you get something in return. And they need a right-hand reliever. Now, I'm not so sure you can get that done with Castillo or not. And they probably internally are going, well, the market's just not there. Too many teams in the hunt. Not enough teams that want to trade. The price is too rich. Nobody will take Castillo's contract. Blah, blah, blah. We'll just keep waiting. We'll just keep waiting it out because we're going to play better than this. We're going to have some games where we scored 5, 6, 7 runs, and then it won't matter. And, we can get by, and we'll be okay, and everything will be fine, and the guys will get healthy, and we'll be okay. But, we play at the margin. Whether this team is healthy or not, this is a team that's played the same way forever. They play from the 7th on. They play 1-run games. We're 12-15 in 1-run games. Actually, we've gotten better, believe it or not. Whether that's good, bad, or different, I don't know. But we're 12-15. And they got awfully good talent down at the end, but they're 12-15 because their depth isn't there. That's hurt them all season long.
Let's wrap up with a real positive storyline, okay? I want to wrap this up before you and I don't talk here for the next few weeks. And maybe this happens, slight chances, happens when I'm gone. I doubt it. I don't think this organization would do it. Do you think Dan Wilson's job is in jeopardy? Not your opinion, not whether you think he should be back or not, unless you want to wade into those waters, but whether or not they would make a decision if they can't get out of this malaise they're in right now.
I don't think his job's in jeopardy. That's my opinion. I think this is the way that this team is being managed is done by committee. So the committee has to look at themselves and start making better decisions and giving Dan a little bit more resource. I mean, he needs a healthier team. He needs another reliever. He needs a solution in the rotation. That's what he needs. And unfair to judge him when they're in this position. Okay. Now, was that a great decision yesterday? No. Has he managed the team otherwise? Well, I think he has. I think he's doing a good job. I think he's positive. He's keeping the team in the right vein, this thing could have come unraveled from the beginning. You have the Rosarina Raleigh myth. Then you have, all the stuff that's happened to the pitching staff, which is confusing. And then, we haven't even yet to see what happens when Donovan comes back. So, and then there's this whole adage around spending money on right-hand hitters that aren't hitting, where your left-hand hitters are swinging the bat. But there's a lot of scripting that's done that isn't necessarily Dan's call. So I think Dan is doing fine. I think, that was not his best day yesterday, but nobody's perfect, right? Could have worked out, didn't work out. The kids they brought in couldn't hold it. But we can kind of see that they're not really ready for that situation. They're pitch from behind guys. We got too many pitch from behind guys. We don't have enough pitch in front of the game guys. So I don't think it's cause for him to lose his job, but I'm obviously very partial because he's like a blood brother to me. So I guess I'm a little jaded that way. Plus, I just know the person, and I think he's a bright guy. I think he's doing a great job in managing a really challenging, injury-plagued team with a lot of confusion around their pitching, which is the elite part of their program.
You are elite as well, and I'm going to miss our chats here for the next couple of weeks, but when we come back, hopefully they'll turn it around. Maybe I'll be the reason. I leave the country, they will start playing better.
The dark cloud, the marine layer has left.
Right, and if they do start, and I'm going to make a sacrifice, and I want to look into the camera for people. I'll make a sacrifice for you. If they do play better when I'm gone, I'll sacrifice myself, and I'll stay in Spain forever.
Forever. You and your daughter, she'd love that.
Oh,
Dad,
sure. She would love.
Dad, I roll.
She's like my son when I dropped him off at football camp on Sunday. I wasn't 30 seconds inside the dorm at PLU getting stuff where he looked at me and goes, "You can go now."
But what's happened since then? Already panicked,
oh,
right?
He's already lost everything and just, whatever. Which I knew was going to happen. Old School Baseball, Bill Krueger. Follow him there. His weekly appearance. You can follow him again. His personal account at Bill Krueger 44, also at oldschool_MLB. His weekly appearance with us, all brought to you by All Aces Concrete Coatings. Visit the website, allacesconcretecoatings.com. Give him a call, 206-472-0543. Call now and get 5% off if you mention my name, Puck. Thank you, Bill. We'll see you in a few weeks.
All right. Have a great time, Puck. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.